determined your fate. I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear.
You won't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. RFD, right in your side. You will never see me coming. You won't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. RFD, right in your side.
NFL Nation, who that nation? How you doing, baby? Come on in. I'm Dolph Jackson, and this is the Come On In Sports Network. You're now rocking with As the NFL Turns. Tonight, family, is a very special night. We have a very special guest coming on. Listen, family, you already know the doors are open, so come on in. And with that being said, here's a sneak preview of our guest tonight. This is the gentleman who is joining us tonight, the one and only Mr. Jacoby Ford, former star at
Sports
Clemson.
Network presents the following presentation. Come on in.
All right. Jacoby, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing well. Just
Man,
getting adjusted to the new move over here.
I got you, man. Listen, my brother, it's a pleasure to have you here on the show, man. And listen, man, we're gonna have some fun tonight, bro. Go ask you a few questions, man. Get your thoughts, man, on a few things going around the NFL, and we gonna go from there, man. Got a few family members. Sounds great, man.
Sounds good.
All right, let's do it, man. I've been looking forward to it, brother. All right, they're already in the chat. Elite Goods, how you doing? Come on in. Uncle Jerry's in the house. Jerry, how you doing? Come on in. My guy's in the building, the one and only. St. John Butler, how you doing? Come on in. All right, family, thank y'all for being here. Listen, the man of the hour is here. He is in the house, Mr. Jacoby Ford, former Clemson, Oakland Raider, also spent time up in Canada in the Canadian Football League. With that being said, family, let's get to it. Jacoby, again, we thank you for being here, my brother. And the first thing I got to ask you, Jacoby, man, is how big a role did your parents and the family elders in your family play in your football life and your life in general?
They played a major role. My mom, my dad, especially my brother. My brother, he's 9 years older than me. So, that started playing football inside the house to running around outside with him and the guys, being the youngest one out there, still trying to keep up with them. So that was one thing that always pushed me. I was playing with the older guys, and then my mom, she didn't play the radio, just old school.
Okay.
Do right in school. You can do your sports. If you mess up, you can't play. So you gotta make sure you can't play these sports without the schoolwork. So I learned that at a young age early. And and my dad just made sure he was always there. My dad was always there. He recorded everything, gave advice, let us play football, let us do everything that we wanted to do, and just always showed up. From little league to all the way up to the NFL. So just really thankful for supporting cast from the beginning all the way to the end of it.
That's great, man. That's great, man, because you need that support. That no one gets to the level you got to, man, without having that support system.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. Jacoby, at what age did you start playing organized football?
6 years old. 6 years old when I started.
Okay,
yes,
okay. What did you play? A little bit of everything? Offense, defense, both ways?
Play a little bit of everything. Started at running back, played a little bit of a receiver, played a little bit of nose tackle. Whenever I started doing a little bit of tackle football when I first started in a different league. So I played a little bit of everything. Then eventually it honed in. I'd just be running back, receiver.
Gotcha.
During little league.
Right. So my next question is, when did you develop that love for football? I'm thinking because you had that older brother, you guys are playing in the house, you're playing tackle in the house, you're hanging out with him and the guys. So it was really at a young age that you developed that love for football.
Yeah, it was really him. Just going to his games from Lake Loudoun, where I ended up playing, to Cardinal Newman High School, where I ended up going as well. And then he went to Florida State, and I was able to see him win. They won multiple national championships, and I was around a winning culture, so I saw what it was like, and it was something that I fell in love with because my brother always kept me next to him, so he always kept me involved and just kept me into it. So I always wanted to be good at football. I wanted to be exactly where he was at, and that was just something I really appreciated and I loved about him.
Great. All right, family. Jacoby Wilburn and John by the co-hosts of the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast, and as the NFL Turns podcast, the one and only Coach Rock. Coach, how you doing tonight?
Going on, Coach?
Hey guys, what's going on, guys? How y'all doing tonight?
You're doing good, man. Jacoby, if you can, for a few, can you share with us your high school years of playing football?
Yeah, sure. I went to a private school called Cardinal Newman. When I was there, we had a freshman team, we had a JV team, and then we had a varsity team. I played on the freshman team, did good, and then got to JV. Messed up actually a little bit in freshman/JV. My mom actually made me sit out, so that kind of knocked some sense back into me with doing the schoolwork.
Gotcha.
So you're a bad kid. You
need that sometime.
Yeah, just fell off track a little bit, and got behind the 8 ball. It's a mistake I never made actually ever again from then. So that's one thing I'll tell my kids now that I coach. You just never make the same mistake twice. And I started playing varsity at the end of JV. I got moved up, but then I played varsity junior, senior year. Started full time, both ways. My last 2 years, lettered in both. Ran track my senior year, and I had a pretty good career for high school, for how it was back then. It was pretty tough. I had a different quarterback. I had different quarterback every year, and then my senior year, I think they might have been freshmen or sophomores when they came in, but they both were good. We just couldn't decide which one to keep playing each week, so it was always tough for me.
So how was your recruiting process? How was the recruiting process for you, man? I mean, what all schools were interested in you, and what schools were you most interested in attending?
Me, I was interested in all the big schools. I knew I could go D1. I just wasn't getting the right looks that I needed. But North Carolina is the first school that recruited me right out of high school. So they were always loyal, and that was Coach Bunning and that staff.
Okay.
And I just had to go through the clearinghouse, and I had to get my grades eligible to go to the clearinghouse. So I ended up going to Fort Ewing Military Academy for a semester. So while I was there, I was able to take the SAT and play football and get my grades up, and get my test score to match my GPA. And while I was at Fort Ewing, I just went absolutely bananas on the football field. Like seriously, like I tell my kids, I said, man, I was doing some crazy stuff up there, but I really was, and that's honestly where my recruitment took off at. Was up there at the prep school. I had everybody flying, and I had Clemson there. I had Florida. I had West Virginia. I had Michigan State. I even had Pete Carroll's son flying all the way from Southern Cal. They woke me up out my barracks about 4 a.m. Just to go over there and meet him. And he literally was like, "Yeah, I'm offering," and I was like, "I'm coming." He was like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Oh, wait." I said, "Wait." I said, "Let me go talk to my parents because." Southern Cal is a long way away.
Yeah,
my mom wasn't flying at the time, so I just knew that'd be tough. So they had a soft verbal. I can't even lie. So Southern Cal had a soft verbal from me at first, but the recruitment really took off for me when I got up to the prep school. and that's where I took my visits, and it was humbling, being at the prep school because over there I had to take orders from like a kid that's about 13 years old.
Right.
And all the phone calls were on a payphone that was controlled just by a light switch. And if it got too loud out there by the people, not even on the phone, the people just waiting, they'll punish you and just flick that light switch off, and then phone calls are done. So really just made you appreciate the little things, and I think that started for me at a young age.
Gotcha. Everybody, family, we are being joined tonight. The voice you're hearing is of this gentleman right here, former Clemson star, Oakland Raider, NFL star, Mr. Jacoby Fulton is joining us tonight. Coach, you got any questions for Jacoby?
Yeah, Jacoby. I heard a rumor, and I want you to come clean and tell us the truth, man. They say you was the fastest kid on the East Coast. Is that true?
That's true.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So Jacoby, you all in high school. You ran track in high school and college, correct?
Correct.
So, what lessons did you take from track that you took with you into playing football? What lessons transitioned from track to football?
For one, your overall speed. Just the simple fact you just can get stronger in your legs, and then you're gonna get faster.
Right.
You're gonna get more explosive, and then also you can work on your turnover. And one thing, I always say a good example is like, if you're running, let's say someone trying to trip you up and they trip you up a little bit and someone else is trying to come up and tackle, you can kind of turn over really fast. And instead of panicking, you kind of already know how to do it. So you don't panic. You just kind of relax and just drive from the drive phase from the turnover, and you just get into your lift phase and you just start running. You pull away from somebody. So, it just transitions into it. And, you just get so much better with track. You get stronger with your arms. You get, the core, you get stronger at your core, and your balance is even better. But, it just works on everything. That's why all our guys are doing some kind of track, whether they're not even competing in meets, but they're running. They're on the track all the time. So, it's a big emphasis that we're doing over here.
Got you, man. And we got one of our family members, St. John Buzzer, say, man,
the 4.4126. No, that is correct.
So Jacoby said, "Hey, that wasn't no misprint, John. You are correct, sir. That was not a misprint right there, baby.
Not a misprint. Not those numbers.
That speed is real, baby. That speed we saw on TV, that speed we saw is for real. Matter of fact, that's it. Jacoby, being that you were the Florida state champion in the 100 meters and the 100 meter dash, and the 200 meter dash, you recorded a 10.32 in the 100 and a 21.18 in the 200. With those numbers, at any time, did you have aspirations of competing for Team USA in the Olympics?
Wait, what they say my 200 was?
They say your 200 was 21.18. Is that right? And your 100, they say your 100 was.
They messed up.
You ran a 10.3.
Yeah, we don't know what the 100 was. They messed it up because I don't know what happened. But if that's what I ran at state, that's okay.
Hold on. You saying you feel you done better than that?
Oh, I mean, I went 10.21 during the season.
You ran 10.21 during the season?
Yeah, in high school.
Man, what man? All right, so with the Olymp, did you ever have any aspirations of possibly trying to make the Olympic team?
Out of college, when I started running even better, yeah, I did. But I had tore my hamstring in nationals, so it took me a while to really get back from that. So I just had to focus on football.
Right. And to let you all know, as a freshman, Jacoby was named the ACC Indoor Freshman of the Year after running. Now, Jacoby, let me know if this is fact or not. They say you ran a 6.52 in the 60-yard dash. Is that correct?
That is right. I didn't know what I was doing. We don't run indoor down here. So I
Got
had no idea if that was fast or what. I just was running.
and you ran a 6.2, 6.52, and you say you didn't know that was fast.
Nah,
Man.
I went 6:53 in
So
the prelim, and
wow.
then I went 6:52 in the final.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome, man.
I think that's still holding too, if I
Yeah, I
stand
believe from
correctly.
from my research, man, I believe it is, man. I believe you still are the record holder.
Yep,
From my
still holding
research
on,
right there, man. I
still
see you,
hanging
man.
in there.
Hey, you know they say all records are meant to be broke, man. But at being that you are the record setter and the current record holder, man, how does that feel, man? These years later, still to know that you are the record holder, man. And
It feels good. Around this time, I get a lot of alerts and a lot of notifications because the 40-yard dash is coming up. So, my time is still top 10. So it's still just kind of resonates like, man, this has been since 2010 for me. So it's 14 years. So I'm still a little relevant over there hanging on.
right,
So,
right.
just always grateful, always humble about it, man. And, it's always fun to see whenever my kids actually react. They be like, "Oh,
Hey,
coach,
come
I didn't
on
know you
in,
can." I'm
Sports
like,
Network
"Yeah." I'm like,
presents.
"Yeah, guys, I used to run a little bit, so because they'll like to try me here and there, but
So
once
that's what I was about to ask you, man. How old is your oldest, man? The fans, the kid, how often they try you, man? They be like, man, coach living in yesteryear, man.
this a
You ain't
new
got it
group
no more.
here. These some new. This a new group here. These ones, this group here, they like to try me a little bit more, but not more so even just running, just try to size me up. But
Hey,
they all mean well. They're a good group of kids. They're all
that's good,
young.
man.
They're growing. They take the workouts pretty serious, and they've been buying into the program that we've been putting in for them. So it's been good for them. So I'm excited. We got some good kids that came in.
Mm-hmm.
Got some skill guys that came in. Got some big boys that came in. So I'm excited about that. I got me another receiver. Got a dog out there.
Okay.
So I can't wait to get him going. So. It's gonna be a good year for us. It's gonna be a good year for us. We went a lot further than what people thought we would last year, so can't wait.
So Jacoby, let everybody know the name of the school that you're coaching and the area that you're coaching in, my brother.
And I coach over at West Boca High School, down over here in Florida.
Gotcha.
It's public school, and man, they're growing. They took me in under their wing, got me feeling like family. They take care of my daughter. My daughter goes out there all the time with me in practice, so they make sure she's okay. So man,
Right.
I couldn't ask for anything better.
That's great, man. That's great, man.
And then I just moved actually right by the school too, so
Oh, little shorter
close
commute.
together.
Shorter
Yeah,
commute for you.
yeah, it's gonna be right.
Yeah, he did listen on that reverse. On that reverse, this is it right here. It was over. I'm gonna tell you when it was over. Right there, it was over. It was over right there. Look at that. You just playing with him right there. Your boy just gave up. Like, man, I'm not about to just keep running after this, man. Waste of time, man. Coach, you got a question for Jacoby?
Yeah, this kind of a personal question, Jacoby. I know you went to Clemson. You attended Clemson University,
Mhm.
and right now, my oldest daughter is actually going to be a senior next year, and she is looking to attend Clemson. It's one of the schools of her top five right now. Can you kind of give me an insight what it is to be on the campus of Clemson and per se the university itself, how it is overall?
I mean, it's a once in a lifetime time now. The university has grown so much since I've been there, and it was already growing when I was there. But now I see it now, and I just see how much it's grown. I see the atmosphere that is there. It's a winning atmosphere there. It's people that love Clemson. There's also nothing in Clemson but Clemson. It's
Okay.
nothing. The closest town is Seneca, Anderson. Then you got Greenville that's around there. You're not too far from Charlotte. You're not too far from Atlanta. So it's a lot of places to get to. If you
No,
if
she
you
don't need to get nowhere. She don't need nothing but
you don't
Clemson.
need to get no. I'm just saying. Well, when the family comes in town, when the
Right.
family want to go, go visit somewhere different. But it's a good place. It's a good place to be. It's a homey place, and it makes you feel like home. You always get a good group of people there, and I was definitely gonna meet your forever friends there. I still got people that I'm very close with, and they live all the way in California. I still make sure I make time to link up with them at least once a year somewhere, whether it's on this coast or the other coast. So, those are the friendships that you look for. Those are the ones you want.
So what is a night like at the second Death Valley, not the original Death Valley, but the second Death Valley? What is a night like?
What's
Yeah,
the
the Death Valley is up in Baton Rouge, but I know y'all call it Death Valley too up there.
I only know mine. But I mean, after we go take that bus ride around and go run down that hill, like the real Tigers do and rub that rock. I mean, you have your family, you come out there and meet afterwards, and you can go grab a bite to eat depending on the time of the game. A night game, obviously, you're not going to eat afterwards, but an early game, you got plenty of places to go downtown to eat. Sometimes the coaches have some things. Sometimes the coaches have people over, or players have things with their other parents. It's always a big little community. Or if you was like me, I always had a tailgate to go to because I was just so friendly and just so personable out there that everybody would invite me to tailgates after the game. So I would always bring my parents, and they would always get fed, have unlimited. My mom would have all the lemonade she wanted. My dad, he'd have his one Bud Light beer. That's all he needed. And me, I got all the food and all the friendships and all the people that still love me there still to this day. I'm still cool with my tailgate people, actually, to be exact.
Okay. What was the biggest challenge for you mentally and physically playing football, man? When times were tough, or you might not had a good game, or just something, maybe a family issue. What was the biggest challenges for you playing football?
I think when I went to that prep school, that kind of got me ready for that. Being away from everybody, you kind of got to be by yourself and kind of you have to grow up. You have to grow up just a little bit whenever you are by yourself. So I felt it tough whenever it was those times where I would want my family at that time. I had to be like, they're not here. I got to find another way to, figure this out. And, one thing that I had to be good at or be better at was not being too hard on myself when if we lost a game or anything like that. I just always wanted to make sure if it was, if as long as I played my best and we won, I'm happy. If we played my best and we lost, if I had something to do with it, like if I contributed to that loss, I'm gonna be mad, but I'm not gonna be as mad. But if I had something to contribute to that loss, like a bad game, I had to be better with letting that not affect me for the next week. And that's something I got better with as I got older, from a freshman all the way up to a senior. So, those are things that you have to go through. Nobody really, people won't know that, on the inside, like, dang, that might bother him a little bit, but no, that really did bother me a lot more than some people would think. So just little things like that, whenever you actually, people don't think certain things bother you, but it actually really does.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Who were some of the big influences in your life, man, playing ball? Did you have anyone that was a big influence to you besides your parents, or coach? Was it another player, peer? Who were some of the people that influenced you?
Yeah, the guy, Coach Burton Burns, he's the first one that recruited me. He was there my freshman year. Might have been there. He was there my freshman year, sophomore year. Then he left after that. He left to go to Alabama, and he was definitely he was the biggest reason I went to Clemson.
He recruited me. He was one of my coach. Coach Burns coached at St. Hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coach Burns was he's one of the biggest reasons I went to Clemson. So man, yeah, he was. Yeah, he was a big one. I had CJ with me as well. I had CJ Spiller. Had a couple Florida guys. Chris Chancellor, Rashard Hall. Jameer Chancellor. So I mean, all the Florida boys, we always made sure we did stick together. So that was one thing. Whether we get together,
Gotcha.
Mario Kart on the 64. Back in the day, these kids don't even know
And the
nothing
kids,
about
I about to
it.
say, man, them kids don't know what you're
They
talking
don't know.
about.
They don't know
64,
nothing
man.
about it nowadays. They wet behind the ears. They don't know
Right,
nothing.
right, right.
But
So let me ask you this, Jacoby. You and CJ on y'all best day, who was the fastest?
I never lost to CJ in a race.
Never, never came
Never.
close.
I just never lost to him in a race. No matter if it
Gotcha.
was an inch, 2 inches, millimeter.
Long as you
Never
didn't
lost.
lose, that's all that matters.
Yeah, just never lost. That's
Gotcha,
my boy.
gotcha, man. Shout out to CJ Spiller, man. Playing with the Saints for a year, man. So Jacob, let me ask you this, man. If you can go back to your days of no, this I want to ask you first. If you will, share with us your days growing up in Palm Beach County and competing in the rec league. Because man, your boy, he's in the chat. Your boy's in the chat, man. And every morning, bro,
V-Way.
every day, man, my boy he's telling me the stories, man. I'm sitting down, man. And man, like we was talking to Damien the other night, man. I'm sitting there like, man, that I would have loved to be there to see that, man. I mean, it was like the highest level of competition, man. Let the family members know, man, exactly how it was, man.
Ah, man. I mean, growing up over there in Palm Beach, I mean, you got Lake Lytle, and if you start with Flag, it starts there. You got you see where it begins. It begins there, and then
Right.
and then you start getting to the tackle, and then with tackle, some places they'll sit you if you too heavy or if you don't make weight. Nah, with us, you just gonna move up and go play with the juniors. And then vice versa. If you're a junior, you're gonna go play with the seniors. And
Gotcha.
then seniors, you just there. But I mean, but the level of competition, everybody played. Everybody knew what team they wanted to be on because we would always have a draft.
Okay.
Literally have like a little draft. They would have a little combine. Your parents bring you out. You go around the fields, try out for all these teams, and the teams you didn't want to be on, you didn't do good for. So the coaches were already figuring, okay, he doesn't want to play for us, so let's just not draft him. And the teams you want to play for, that's where you try your hardest, and that's
Gotcha.
exactly what I did. I always did. I was guilty of it. I did it, because I knew a
Gotcha.
team I wanted to be on. And I wanted to be on the winning team. I wanted to be on the good team, and I wanted to compete against the good, like the best. And our
Gotcha.
teams would just be stacked. Like our Chargers team, oh my goodness, stacked. Like I couldn't even the names. Like it was ridiculous how many players we had on that team. But man, it was so much fun though. It was so much fun. But I mean, but Lake Lytle, we didn't travel. That was the only thing about it. Lake Lytle, you just play everybody there. But whenever I played in a different league, like WCFL, they
Mm-hmm.
travel a little bit. So we would go over to like Belgrade, play pokey, and it didn't matter no limit over there. They wouldn't care. They'd have kids, older playing, bigger playing, different helmets, different pads, like different jerseys. But as long as they got the same helmet, it didn't matter.
Right.
We know who was on the team, who wasn't on the team. But I mean, it was fun, but it was different. You got to kind of see, and it was good because you got to see, how well we were taken care of,
Mm-hmm.
and some kids got to see how, other kids were not as taken care of. So it was a little bit of a culture shock to some of them because they didn't know, why they didn't have this mouthpiece, or why this kid's sharing this mouthpiece, or why is he taking off these cleats to go give them to these guys, or he's got to put these pads in this other guy, So they were seeing a whole bunch of culture shock to them. So it was good. So, but at the same time, it was a humbling and learning experience, and I was just thankful that I was always on the other end of it. And that's a shout out to my parents. Just
Right.
always wanting the best for me. Just putting me in the best situation to be successful.
Gotcha, man. And if you can go back to your time of playing at Clemson, are there any moments or situations you would change?
Nah. No. I think I'm good.
Good, all right.
I
Now,
think I'm
now,
good.
Don, this is one question I got to know. I've been thinking about this all day. How does a kid as talented as you and a South Florida kid not go to the U, man? How that happen?
They only wanted to give me a track scholarship.
Wow. No, they didn't offer you a scholarship in football, just track.
No. But then even when I got to the prep school still.
And
So
you go to prep school, you tear it up, and they still refuse to notice your talent as a football player. And
yeah.
they just want you to run track.
Yes, sir.
Man. So how did that make you feel? I'm curious.
It just lit fire to me. That's it. I just use it as fire. Told Florida State, they just knew not to recruit me just through my brother. So
Right.
they never had a shot. Florida had a good chance, but then I saw Percy Harvin was going there, so I was like, nah, I'm good. But still, could have went there, but just didn't. I wanted to be,
Just not
that guy. Yeah, I wanted to be the
just,
guy.
just a dislike for Florida State, I see.
Oh yeah, I mean it was, but it's all good now.
It's all good, but back then it wasn't. But we're good right
back
now.
then it wasn't. It's all good now.
Got you, man. I got you, man. So let me ask you, why was your NFL scouting combine time so meaningful to you?
I mean, honestly, I didn't really care about the record. I just wanted to run. I just wanted to represent, myself, my university, the guys I've been training.
Right.
The guy that was training me, Tony Villani, he was a big reason why we were able to to run those times, because we didn't need to focus on the back end. We just that year for the combine, and that was my goal. So that goal was accomplished. So the time definitely wanted to be faster, but I'll take the 4.28.
Right. Now the reason I asked too, man, I read something, and of course, let me know if it's accurate.
Mm-hmm.
It stated that you wanted that when you were 6 years old, that you wanted to be at the NFL Combine, and it was the dream. It was a dream of yours to make it to the NFL Combine. Is that accurate?
Very accurate.
At 6 years old, you sitting there watching your brother, because your brother, I assume your brother went to the Combine and participated, correct?
I'm trying to remember if he did or not. I think he just had a pro day.
Just had a pro day. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you sitting at home, you watching the pro days, you watching the NFL Combine, man. You 6 years old, man, and you like, man, one day that's gonna be me. I'm gonna be on that stage, man. So when I asked you that question earlier, that's what I was trying to get to, man. You 6 years old, and now when it finally happened, bro, you are there. You're in that moment. I mean, was it ever a time when you just took a deep breath, stepped back, and was like, wow, man, I made it here? Did it ever come a moment?
Yeah, it hit me. It hit me that the night of me getting drafted. Like after everything just kind of settled and
right,
everybody was gone. That's when I just kind of had my own time to myself finally, and that's when I just kind of lost it, and it hit me. And it was a dream come true. It was it was something that doesn't happen often.
right.
Where we are from. I just wanted to go out there and represent my city, represent my county, represent my family, myself, and just try to leave a legacy behind, and and just to show that you don't have to be the biggest guy to make it to the NFL and be successful, at the next level. And I just try to make sure I just take any and all of my wisdom now that I have gained and get back now. So these kids now can know how to play this game, and how to be successful at it, and be ready whenever they get to college, to where they're not going to be shocked. It's not going to be no foreign language to them. It's going to be everything that mostly everything that they're gonna hear is what I'm gonna tell them, what I'm gonna teach them. So when they get there, they're ready to go play, and they
Ready
can
to
play
go.
fast. Yep,
Instead of
So
play
thinking.
fast.
Jacob,
Yep.
Jacoby, I
Play
want to
fast.
stay. I want to stay right there in that moment. Uh, you get drafted the fourth round, the 108 pick in the
Uh-huh.
2010 NFL draft. Who made that call to you? Was it the Raiders GM? Was it the coach? Who made the
Tom
call and
Cable.
told you? Okay.
Tom Cable. Yeah.
Tom
And
Cable.
when you got that call, and you saw other receivers go before you, that I mean, you may have felt that you should have went before them. Did that light a fire under you going in the fourth round to say, I should have went, high in the draft, or were you comfortable, that I finally made it, or did that light a fire you when you went into the training camp?
No, I definitely was, disappointed to be going into the fourth round, but at the same time, I was thankful to be drafted, in the beginning of it. But I definitely, took note of who was drafted before me. I just want to make sure I went out there and just performed. My number was called. I didn't know how the season was going to go. I didn't know when my number was going to get called, and I was literally just a guy out there at the time. And then I just got an opportunity right before bye week against the Chiefs. We had a couple guys go down, and I went out there and just started making plays, and the ball just kept coming my way. And I just was out there just balling. Eventually, after that, and the game just started slowing down for me. And eventually, I just came right into my element, and they just started playing the offense through me and playing to my strengths. And I was out there just having fun. And you can
So
see it out
what was
there.
that? What was that first day of practice like? Actually walking out on the field, and you see these guys that you watch, play on Sundays, and some of them you may have idolized or looked up to, and you're like, "Wow, man, I'm actually on the field with these guys." Now, what was that first day of practice like for you walking out onto that facility?
Yeah, exactly like that. Like, yeah, I can't believe I'm on the field with these guys. I couldn't believe I was in the NFL, putting on a Raider helmet, going out here to be with some grown men. Here I am, I'm still a kid coming from college. You still don't quite get it right then. Eventually you do, but right when you're first coming in, it's like, oh man, that's Nambi Osama over there. So it's like like big fan of him. But got to go against him. And had Lewis Murphy over there, had Darren McFadden, Jamarcus Russell, had Jason Campbell, had Charlie Fry. Like had so many guys out there. Darius Hayward Bay. Just it was a lot going on in the process. But at the same time, you had to go out there and be ready. I had to go out there and perform. And my job wasn't safe just because I was drafted. I definitely learned that, and that's something you learn early how much of a business it is. It's fun. It's all fun, but at the same time, that NFL is a business.
All right.
Okay. And the other thing is, as far as being a punt returner, man, is that a lot of mental? Because you're looking up at the ball, you got a guy zeroing in on you, like trying to take your head off. Like, is that a lot of mental preparation for us being a punt returner?
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of repetition as well. And, you have to also trust trust your gunners, trust the guys in front of you blocking. But you just got to make sure you have to stress that you have to stretch that boundary of putting yourself in certain situations in practice to be ready for kind of anything in football. Whether you're going against a lefty kicker or a righty kicker. A lefty kicker it drops different as opposed to a righty kicker. So you have to take all that in consideration. And I mean, sometimes it can be tough, but at the same time, that's what you're back here to do. That's what you get paid to do. You got to go out there and perform at the end of the day.
Right. Go ahead, coach. Go ahead, coach.
Last question. So, did you have any, I guess, gunners on the other team that would just talk just shit to you coming down, make a tackle on a punter, try to tackle you, and was talking a lot of shit to you after they made the tackle, whatever?
Yeah, people always get excited when they tackle you, but that's when you're doing something right, in the return game. If, they get that excited to always tackle you. But that's why you try not to get tackled too much. unless it's for a good game. So, they might get you every once in a while, but uh, I didn't really talk too much trash unless you just kind of pissed me off. But other than that, I just let him have it and just going about my business. The next play, just go next play because he's coming off the field. He's just on special teams, but meanwhile, I'm on special teams and I'm staying on the field. So I'm getting the best of both worlds.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right, Jacob, I want to play this game with you, man. Fill in the blank, man. This is someone you know. Now, someone you know put up the following numbers. They had 148 yards, 6 catches, and 94 yards, man. Matter of fact, a 94-yard kickoff return. Who was that person?
Oh, that's me.
There you go, man. That's you, man, against the Chiefs, man. November 7th, man. Man, that was your rookie year, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
It was.
Your rookie year, man, and you put up 148 yards in reception, and you take one back to the house for 94 yards, man. How did that? And that was your first touchdown. Wow,
the 94-yard kickoff return, my first touchdown.
Wow, man. Oh man. So how was that? Was that like a surreal moment for you?
It was great. We schemed it up. We schemed it up the right way, and I had those 10 other guys in front of me blocking, and all I had to do was just make 2 cuts,
right?
And I was out of there. And and we needed a spark. We were down 10-0 at the time, coming out of halftime, and we needed a spark, and that's what we had. And after that, we just kind of got into our own element, and the game just started coming to me after that.
Right. And it just became football. It just became football. Gotcha.
Yep.
Something you've been doing all your life.
Exactly.
Right. So my next question is this, man. What is your thoughts on the current state of the Raiders, man? Do you like the moves that they've made this offseason?
I do. I like everything they've done. From hiring AP to everybody.
Man,
GM, everybody.
It seemed like if they wouldn't have hired AP, man, they was gonna have a mutiny, man. Like,
yeah, you're gonna have a lot of upset people. I think a lot of people are going to be upset. So I'm glad I just went ahead and did the right thing and just gave him a fair shot and gave him his team. Because it's rare you get guys that really want to speak up and say this is the guy we want, this is what we want to play for. Right. So when you got that, that's a camaraderie you kind of want to keep around.
Yeah. And you had one of the best defensive ends in the National Football League, who I think is underrated. Max Crosby, like, hey, if he not the coach, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, I remember. And to lose him. See, yep.
Yeah, you can't do that, man. And my next question, man, is, man, how much did you enjoy playing in Oakland in front of the black hole, man? How much did you enjoy that, man?
Too much.
Cause I know that black hole, man, just sitting back. Cause my cousin, man, he's a longtime Raider fan, man. And that's all he used to talk about, man. I want to go to one game so I can sit in the black hole, man. Man, how was that atmosphere, man?
The atmosphere was amazing. I mean, you got some fans that are literally just diehard Oakland Raider fans, and if you've never been to one, you'll never be able to go to one. But if you were able to go to one when it was still in Oakland, a Raider tailgate, a Raider game before, man, it was probably one of the craziest things probably you ever see. And just just their loyalty. I mean, their loyalty is just how they are. They just tell it like it is, whether you win, you do bad, they're still there. They show up on the away games, and just you go into the dark, you go into the black hole, or you go to the dark side. I mean, you gotta pick the poison. Just be careful if you're an opponent going in there.
Yeah. Don't wear the wrong colors in that hole, man. I'm going to black hole.
Don't do that.
So, man, first of all, man, Coach, we need to congratulate Jacoby, because earlier this year you were named to the Palm Beach Sports Hall of Fame earlier this year. So a big congratulations to you, my brother.
Thank you,
man.
I appreciate that,
man. So, what does the honor of being a Hall of Fame inductee in your city and county, what does that mean to you?
That means a lot. It's been a lot of great players that have came through Palm Beach County football, and just to be able to get the prestigious honor is amazing. I'm truly thankful. I'm grateful for it. I'm just happy the city gave me my flowers. just be recognized. You know, that's just kind of all we want whenever we play this game at the end of the day, and especially whenever you do it the right way, and
Right.
you don't burn any bridges along the way. You just kind of stay in your lane and just kind of just do things the right way. You just want to be rewarded in some way somehow. So uh, this is the best way for me, and I'm extremely grateful to be able to share it with my family.
That's great, man. That's great, man. So what is your thoughts on today's NFL, man? Do you like the way that the game is being played today? Do you like the direction it's going in? Or do you feel the game has got a little soft?
I definitely think I think it's wishy washy with the soft. I don't think it's necessarily just as soft. I just think they're very inconsistent with the calls they make.
Right.
I think that's probably one of the biggest things. A hit on a defensive player, yeah, is what it is. But like the fact that you can't crack back anymore. But I mean, like, even in high school, like I hate it because I'm like, crackbacks used to set the damn tone for the game. Like you can shake up a whole team with a good hit on somebody just off of a crackback. And now if you do it in high school, college, pros, like they're calling that. So
Right.
you can't
Guess
even.
what? I throw my flag quick.
Yeah,
I'm official.
I'm finna tell
official,
you,
Jacoby.
Jacoby,
That flag come out the pocket quick.
I'm finna tell you, we got a zebra on set with it, Jacoby. I try to let you know we got a zebra on set with it, man. We got a zebra,
I know
man.
this. I don't know how. Listen, Palm Beach County, they're gonna call it, but the ones in Broward, them refs letting them zebras letting them go. I love them zebras there. I love them zebras there. They gonna miss some real bad calls, but boy, they gonna let them kids play, and that's what I think I like about it. And I mean, I think you need that because
Right.
man, like they really do. I mean, you definitely protect the players, but I mean, a good crackback, head in front, across the body, low, between the torso, like man, that's a good clean hit. I mean, shit, that's football. How you supposed to get these kids ready for, a big hit if they don't never get hit? So
Right, exactly.
that'd be the thing with me. I'm like, they gotta have to get hit eventually. So we let them tee off in practice. I know that. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: the NFL is considering some changes to the kickoff rule. One rule that they're supposedly looking at is the how the XFL does it. So
I like that.
they can get more returns back into the game with everybody being only I believe like 5 yards apart. And yeah, I kind of like that, man. So you would be in favor of that rule?
Yeah, I mean, you get back the return game. It's like they kind of took that game. They took that part of the game away, just because of a 4-man wedge. But I mean, you had some crazy guys that live and die on special teams, and that's just that's what they live and do. That's what they do. You got some guys that were wedge busters. You need some crazy guys like that. But
Gotcha.
I think it'd be good for the league if they adopt it.
Yeah, I do too. I'm in favor of it, man. I'm in favor of it. So Jacoby, in this year's draft, man, are there any particular guys that you are looking at other than the top names that we keep hearing every week? Are there any sleepers for you in this year's draft?
Oh man, I'd probably say the guys that we had over here training. I just can't remember them all by name just because I wasn't around them as much.
Okay.
But we had a good group because I know whenever they were at their respective bowl games like Senior Bowl and what was the other one? I forgot the
East West
yeah,
Shrine.
the East West Shrine. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, like a lot of our guys were standing out in those. So I was like, man, these guys are really I said they're really out here doing something. I said I can't wait to see what they do whenever they get
right
to the combine. And I'm rooting for everybody that is XPE, and I'll be posting them whenever they do.
Was Quinyon Mitchell, was he one of the guys there? If you could cornerback from Toledo, was he one of the guys there?
Yes, he's gonna run something crazy.
Listen here, Jacoby. I was at the Senior Bowl, man, and I watched this kid. That kid's impressive.
Yeah, he's very smooth.
That kid is impressive. I mean, he was in the hip pockets of the receivers all day, every day. Great closing speed. He get then a technique that me and Coach been talking about that kind of has been fading out of the game is nowadays we watch NFL and DBs they run, but they never turn their head around. They play through the receiver. When the receiver arms go up, then they try to put them. Man, I think and watching Quinyon Mitchell at the Senior Bowl, man, that kid locates the ball, man. He has good range, man. He, like you say, he's just smooth, man. I think the kid's gonna be special, man. Just off hand, you think he runs mid to let's see, low 4.3s, high 4.4s, or low or better than that?
Don't be surprised if he jumps in the 4.2s.
Listen. If he run a 4.2, one of the DBs, I think the DBs are Saturday, I believe, because I know tomorrow is the D lineman and the D lineman and linebackers tomorrow. If Quinyon Mitchell runs a 4.2, he's shooting up, but he already in the top 20 in most people's mock drafts and stuff. I'm telling you, he run a 4.2, Coach. He going top 10. He jumped to the top 10, man.
Hey, Dolph, Jacoby. I'm gonna just say this and not cutting you off. I gotta go. My daughter just texted me. She plays travel volleyball. Her practice is over. Jacoby, thank you for coming on, man. I look forward to keep seeing things you do, man. Appreciate you, your time, man. Dolph, I get with you. Coach out for the night, man.
All right, big brother.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
All right.
And man, Quinyon Mitchell is special, man. And before you get out of here, Jacoby, my last question to you, my brother, is this. If Jacoby Ford today, the guy you are today, the man you are today, if you can go back in time and talk to the 12-year-old Jacoby Ford, what would that conversation be like?
It's a private conversation because it's a lot of things I gotta just give that man to be real successful with. But I will tell you, I will tell the 12-year-old Jacoby, make sure he don't mess up that sophomore year of high school, and that'll help him out a little bit in his career though. But that's that's a nice private conversation just because of everything I done been through and in my life, that's something I definitely wouldn't, I got to keep that one there to myself.
Got you, man. Well, listen, Jacoby, man, it is an honor and a pleasure, my brother. Listen, you family now, man. You welcome here anytime, man. Matter of fact, man, we're going to start doing a special, man, when we start looking at, we're breaking down the draft, looking at the running backs and DBs, man, and we'll love to have you come back on and get your perspective about this year's draft class, man.
Yeah, just hit me up. I'll be around.
Right. No problem, man. Again, thank you, my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up once again for the one and only Mr. Jacoby Ford. He's been our guest tonight, and he is now officially family. So with that being said, family, he got to get the trumpets, too. We got to give him the trumpet salute tonight, man. We got to give him the trumpet salute tonight, man. Yeah, man, I got a new toy, bro. Every now and then they let me play my toy. There you go. Jacoby's official now, man. You're officially family, man.
Yep.
He's officially family, man. Again, Jacoby, thank you, my brother. Everybody in the chat, thank y'all for being here. It was a great show, man. Jacoby, man, have a great evening, man.
You too, man. Thank you.
Great, man. Look, good luck to you and your team, man. And again, once again, congratulations on being inducted into the PB Sports Hall of Fame, man. It's well deserved, my brother. And we'll definitely be talking soon, my brother. You have a good evening.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
All
I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye. All right, family. That was the one and only Mr. Jacoby Ford. Listen, I'm Dolph Jackson. This is the Come On In Sports Network, home of As the NFL Turns podcast. And of course, Who That Nation, stand up. The Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. We'll be back Friday with the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. Everything that's going on with the Saints. Of course, the scouting combine has started. Tomorrow, the D linemen and the linebackers, I believe, are first up. So we'll definitely be touching on that. Who's standing out? What's the buzz going around Indianapolis with that? But until then, family, everyone have a good night, and I'll see you later. We are.
for the pain. You caused a permanent stain, which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear.
You gon' die if you try.